Aloha, this is lesson 147 from A Course in Miracles with Hope Johnson. This is a review lesson. My mind holds only what I think with God. That's the first thought. And review lesson 133, I will not value what is valueless. So this is calling us to discern between what's valuable, the eternal, unchanging love, God, and what is valueless, temporary things, everything of the world. The ego always values things that reinforce separation. Okay, those include money, status, control, approval, body desires. Yet none of these bring lasting peace. None. They're totally unstable, changeful. Look at what's truly valuable. Look at the difference. There's the eternal, the unchanging, and the changeful. It's like what's really valuable can't be gained because you already have it. You can only be made aware of it. And you've made yourself unaware of it, so that's why this is a practice, to make yourself aware of it again. Not to value what is valueless. You only valued this thing wholeheartedly. It's like God created you as himself in love. So it's like you can't value anything but that because you are that. You can't really value anything but that. So even the valuing itself, it doesn't really do anything. That's why this is called a dream. This has been called a dream or an illusion, a hallucination. Right? Because what's valuing things of the world is the ego, and it's you listening to the ego that gets you thinking that it's you valuing things of the world. That's upsetting for you because your true value is beyond the world. And when you are listening to the ego valuing things that the ego values, you can't know what you truly value. So I will not value what is valueless. That's one of the 3 thoughts that we're reviewing today. And the next one from lesson 134, let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Okay, we're not talking about excusing illusions. This is about seeing that there is never anything real. See, the thing is, the illusion isn't real. It's an illusion. There isn't anything real to forgive. It's not personal. It doesn't say, you wronged me, but I'm choosing to let it go. The seeing needs to be clear. Your peace remains untouched, and that's the only thing that's valuable. What I thought happened was an illusion. It happened in thought. It's a mistaken perception. in that way you can release it completely, because you see that. This is what this is bringing you to see that. When you understand forgiveness correctly, you're free. It's not about changing the world. It's undoing the belief in separation in your mind that's making up these illusions. There's nothing here. It's not a struggle because there's nothing to forgive. This is waking you up. What seemed to happen was a dream, and it's waking you up. In my experience, I just will, when suffering arises and, in those moments where I seem to get blindsided and I start listening to the ego, behind that there's an awareness of these thoughts that I'm practicing, right? So because of that, even when I seem to be in darkness, the miracle is working. The miracle is working toward forgiveness, toward total release. And it happens faster and faster for me. Which, is definitely a relief. And I know that at the beginning, it seemed to definitely take much longer to get through stuff because, the seeing wasn't as clear. That's all. So as the seeing gets clearer, your vision gets clearer, then, even really seemingly intense kind of patterns, while they may kind of like knock you off your feet, just stay present behind that pattern. Stay present to the fact that this pattern is playing out for you so that you can use it to undo what underlies it, which is your belief in separation. So we're being invited deeper into peace with each one of these lessons. This is showing us how to loosen our grip. When we grip to that which is fleeting, it is a strain. There's a mental strain. And, that's projected onto the form, the physical sense, as stress and tension. There's no need for that. It's like loosen your grip on these things that are fleeting, that are only causing tension. And be in the real, what's behind that. Watch the mind. Watch it as it looks for security in illusions. Where does it not want to let go? It's kind of like you wrap that in gentleness. Let it be gentle. Let it be free. Nothing that seems to have happened in the past is affecting you now. It's only your mind. It's only projection. So when you perceive forgiveness as it is, because you won't value what's valueless. That's when you remember your wholeness. That's the moment where you remember your wholeness, and you can sense that. You get a sense, you get a visceral sense of that. Wait for it. That's what forgiveness brings you. That's the sense. It's a deep sense of peace. It's awareness that you're not bound. The gifts in these lessons are immense. if you'll accept them. You know, it takes pausing with them and feeling what it is, feeling what this message is bringing, remembering your wholeness in the midst of perceiving an illusion, which you made, but not in a guilty way. It's here to reflect to you where you are in the process of purifying what's not you, and what you have left to heal. There it is, right there. Anything that's a matter of concern, worry, anger, fear. Money, people, status. All things that are like glory to the ego. Save the earth, another one. Glory to the ego. It has nothing to do with you. The earth was not here before you came. All right? It's not like that. You're projecting it now. You're projecting the people now. Your parents were not here before you arrived. As a matter of fact, you're not really here. You're sensing that you're here. You're getting a sense. It's a body sense. It's called a body sense because it's a projection onto a body. That's also a projection. It's just simple. It's just meant for extending love. Whatever denies the presence of love seems to deny the presence of love to prove that the truth isn't true, that you're not already whole. That underlying thought that projects that illusion needs to be purified. And this is the way. This is the way. Not valuing what's valueless. Valuing your peace and wholeness, which is only available right now and only comes from your willingness to receive the love of God. So the first thought, my mind holds only what I think with God. That's the first thought. So if you value what is valueless, you're valuing something that your mind cannot hold. That means it must be projected. That means it must be making form. If your mind holds only what you think with God, and you're not valuing what is valueless, you're going to perceive forgiveness as it is. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Like, that's all I want. That's my function. My function brings me happiness. That's all I want. So, have a beautiful practice. I love you. Ahui ho.